Hello VC, this is Roger again, here to do another contest entry. I've been falling behind on making videos, and so I'm going to try to knock out several of these tonight. Yeah, this is all in one night. This is not several days of the same clothes. Chris over Dude 1973, he kind of went through the same deal, so Chris, I understand what you're talking about. This video is for Jonathan over Cheerful Records. Great channel. Glad I got into Jonathan. He's kind of like me. He's got an eclectic taste. He ranges the gambit on a lot of different music. This is for his 250 subs contest. And what he's wanting is for us to come up with 5 bands and a solo artist from those bands, or someone that started out solo and went to a band and either had hits one way or the other and stayed hits, or maybe didn't have a hit and then they became big, or vice versa. Maybe they were big in a band and then they flopped afterwards. Anyway, he's wanting us to know, to talk about some of those music, some of those bands along that way, where we had the spin-offs and the changes and stuff. So, and I will leave a link to Jonathan's channel below. Check him out. You'll love his channel. I'm going to start out with Buffalo Springfield. Great band from the 60s. And of course, they had 2 guys that just went off and just blew up the music industry. Actually, several of them, but 2 big ones. And that's Stephen Stills and Neil Young. But I'm going to talk about this one right here. I think that's him. Yeah. Stephen Stills. Big hit with Buffalo Springfield. Went on, of course, was Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young. But he also had his own solo stuff. And I don't know if you consider this as solo stuff. It's kind of credited toward him, but it's called Stephen Stills Manassas. And this one's got also, that if you notice in here, Chris Hillman in it. So he went on to have some more hit success after his stint with Buffalo Springfield. So there's my first one, Stephen Stills. Next, great band that everyone likes, or most people like anyway. I hadn't heard anybody dog them. Get the glare off that. Queen. You may be looking at this going, okay, who splintered off or who had a solo career or whatever. Actually, a couple of these guys did, but the drummer that I am, of course, I like Roger Taylor. I just love his drumming, his style. He did a couple of records. This one, Fun in Space. And I got it just because I was at a record shop one time, just scanning through records, and I ran across this. And I was like, wait, what? Roger Taylor has a solo record? I didn't even know he had one. And of course I had to grab it, so I picked it up. And I like this record. Some people don't care for it that much, but I like it. I think it's a neat record. Back of it. Oh, Horror Biz, he kind of like that cover. Creepy magazine. But with Roger on it. So there's my number 2, Roger Taylor from Queen. Number 3, this one, Shiloh. Unless you're real familiar with these guys, most people don't know who Shiloh is. And as a group, they didn't have any big hit, big success. But they did have one gentleman off here. This gentleman right here, if you can see him. That gentleman went on to back up Linda Ronstadt, helped form the Eagles, and that was Mr. Don Henley. another drummer. Don Henley had great success, of course, with the Eagles and on his solo stuff. In this record here, I love this record. I mean, there's so many hits off this for him. Boys of Summer, All She Wants to Do Is Dance, Sunset Grill. Man, I love all of those songs. So there you go. Number 3, Don Henley, who started out in the band Shiloh. And this is I consider one of my grails. Being an Eagles fan, these records have just skyrocketed in price lately. And so I'm just glad I got this when I did before they went through the roof on pricing. Next one. On the vinyl thread, 2018 vinyl thread, I think that's where it was at. Wanted to know one of your guilty pleasure records or artists. And this next one was my guilty pleasure. Started off in the Go-Go's. Had a great run with them. Then they busted up and she went solo, Belinda Carlisle. And I like Belinda Carlisle. I like her solo stuff. It's different. It's more of to me, it's more of a bluesier, big bandish, kind of jazzy, I don't know what you call it. Kind of a throwback to me, kind of her music. But I kind of like it. So there's number 4, the Go-Go's and Belinda Carlisle. And last but not least, number 5. Everyone knows this record, Styx. Great record. Styx had a great bunch of records. But, they had a little dispute as far as their lineup and lead singers and stuff. And Dennis DeYoung, he left the band and went solo. And I don't know. I think he may have regretted it. But in my opinion, this is a flop. I think he should have stuck with them. When he went solo, he never did make it near as big. None of his music was near as good as he was with the band Styx. But anyway, so that's my number 5. So that's my flop one for you. Dennis DeYoung. So anyway, if you don't know Jonathan, Cheap and Cheerful Records, check out his link. I'll attach it below. Hope that does it for you, Jonathan. I hope that's what you're looking for. Enjoy your channel. Great job. Keep up the great work. And congratulations on your 250, I believe it was. Yeah, 250 subs. You talked about how you can't believe anybody would watch your channel because you don't have all the big intros and all the fancy stuff that some of the other ones do. And as I made a comment before, that's one thing I kind of like about your channel. It's just you, a raw deal of you out there just telling it, you and the music. And I kind of like that. Some of the people I'm subscribed to, that's why. It's because I like that. No frills. Just get in there and talk about the music. And that's what I like about your channel. So keep up the great work, Jonathan. And I hope this works for you. And everyone out there in the VC, be blessed.